Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Michael Gummel from Paradigm Technology Consulting. With us is Kevin Wells from OrangeLeap. Kevin will be walking us through the product this afternoon. If you have any questions after viewing this demo, please let us know. All right, take it away, Kevin.
Thank you, Michael. Very much appreciate it, and I do very much appreciate the attendees that have taken time out of what I know are very busy days to join this webcast to take a look at OrangeLeap, and we'll spend about 30 minutes here today to give you a nice high level, kind of a 50,000-foot flyover view of OrangeLeap, but you should get a very good feel of the feature set, how deep and rich it is, but also how intuitive and user-friendly the product is as well. My name is Kevin Wells. I'm the Partner Channel Manager at OrangeLeap, and just from a technology standpoint of OrangeLeap and a little bit of company background briefly is OrangeLeap works exclusively with nonprofits. All of them typically are 501c3s, and we work with a variety of org types and certainly org sizes. That's the beauty of OrangeLeap that you'll see today, is that it's very scalable. We have MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, on one end of the spectrum, very large organization with over 60 remote locations using OrangeLeap. And then we have Dallas Contemporary Museum kind of on the other end of the spectrum, a very small boutique type of organization as well. And both of them can use OrangeLeap very effectively because, again, it has a very deep, rich, wide feature set, but it's also so intuitive and user-friendly that sizes that range from the small to very large can take advantage of the feature set and use it very easily and know that they have a very short learning cycle when it comes to learning the product as well. From a technology standpoint, OrangeLeap is 100% cloud-based. So what does that mean? That means all you need is the internet and the browser. That's it. Access to the internet, a browser. We support all the major browsers, and you'll be able to get to your particular OrangeLeap instance, your database. Okay, so let's jump in here and take a quick view of OrangeLeap, a flyover, so to speak, to get you familiar with its features and its functionality. What we're looking at here is the digital dashboard, I like to call it. Understand that it's role-based, so depending on the role that you might have within your organization, your dashboard could look and most likely will look completely different than somebody else's, because what's important to you for you to perform and complete the task that you are part of your job description will need different charts and different graphs and stuff on the dashboard than maybe somebody else. Before we jump into this, I'd like to quickly show you, though, what this dashboard is going to look like in the very near future. We're really excited about this. So this is kind of just a screenshot of what your dashboard might look like in the future when we release it with our new dashboard. And the main difference between our current dashboard and the one that we're about to release is that we're going to provide you the ability on these charts and graphs that you have deemed important to you and have placed on your dashboard. And by the way, these charts and graphs are nothing more than reports that you've created, and you've saved them in a chart-only format and placed them on your dashboard. But the new dashboard is going to allow you to drill down to the detail of these particular charts and graphs. So here's a bar chart representing records that I have in my database by state. So if I was to click on this bar representing Texas, it opens up all 837 of the actual individual records associated with Texas, and I could drill down to each individual record. So it's the same thing with the pie chart with the details as well. You could even have a map if you like. Since we are 100% cloud-based, you can take advantage of this GPS geo-tracking phenomenon that we all seem to use daily, so that you could have icons, different icons on your map representing different record types, donor prospect versus a donor, volunteer, and so forth. And then you could put in zip codes and, from a geographical point, see from a map where different organizations, different donor, different prospects are located geographically. So again, just a quick little overview or teaser about what the new dashboard is going to look like in the very near future. Here's our current dashboard. Again, you can see charts and graphs are on here. Also, you can save searches. This is a wonderful tool. I'm going to spend just a minute or two up here in our search engine because it's also a very powerful tool. So you can save any search the search results and place them on your dashboard. So here's an example of first-time donors. So I have all my first-time donors right here on my dashboard, so that I know that the minute a donor gives for the first time and gets the new donor or first-time donor profile, it's immediately in real time added to my dashboard. Same as my task, even lapsed donors. Unfortunately, those donors that slip into lapsed donor status, maybe it's been 9 months, 12 months, whatever your rule is around lapsed donors, they will be added to this list so that you can immediately notice that somebody has slipped into lapsed donor status, and maybe, you know, have actions in place to try to rekindle maybe a relationship that has slipped through the crack, or find out exactly what's going on from a donor that was consistently giving and now has suddenly stopped. And of course, you can, again, there's no limit to how many of these charts and graphs or saved searches you might want to place on your dashboard. Also on this dashboard, you'll see an orange navigation bar here at the top. And just by hovering over the constituents, it's showing me the last 15 or so records that I have visited, so you can easily go back and find to visit a record that you were on recently, because they'll be probably in this list here. You can create a new record from here as well. And then we have other modules that help you manage your development needs with your organization. We have an events module where you can create a simple event as much as a Bible study, PTA meeting, to a multiple-day conference, and somewhere in between where you can track your budget and your revenues and your participants and all the details associated with an event. Sponsorships as well. We have World Help as a client, so they have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sponsorable children, orphaned African children, where donors can go in and sponsor a child, or actually sponsor an entire orphanage home or a program. We have a trips module. Our faith-based clients do a lot of mission trips, church planting, free dental care, free vision care, and so we've created a trips module per their request, so that they can set up these trips and identify how many doctors do they need, how many COTs, how many RNs, how much support medical staff do they need, and all the details around a mission trip, departure city, passport requirements, and so forth, so that as people from the medical community volunteer to participate in a particular mission trip, they'll know when they've reached the minimum level of staff members and volunteers that they need for it to be successful, and they can go ahead and move forward with you know, completing the mission trip and coming up with a date and so forth. And then as you go across this navigation bar, you get to go to, and this is where you go to other parts of your OrangeLeap application. The reporting, we'll finish up with me showing a report. Rapid Gift Wizard, where you can process some mini gifts in a hurry, already have a lot of the fields already predefined as far as, you know, what was the particular event that it was associated with, a particular appeal or ask, to what designation, what cause is going toward your capital campaign, your annual campaign, your building fund, whatever. It's a check versus a credit card. All you have to do then is just start typing on this constituent column the first few letters of the name on the check or the credit card receipt, pull up the account, put in a dollar amount, go to the next one on the list, and then deploy all that at once in a batch. And so what was taking organizations hours to process a stack of 100 or 150 or 80 checks, we're able to do it now in just minutes. And then there's other features that we provide you. You can do batch updates. You can do batch touch points, create a touch point on records to show that they've received a newsletter. You can import reports and so forth. And as the administrator, you're going to, again, be able to control your dashboard, your pick list. You'll see me click on some drop-down menus here. Those items that show up in that list is 100% configurable by the organization. Merge accounts, of course, there's always a duplicate detector running. So if I'm creating a record for William Smith, and halfway through it I may get a prompt saying, hey, this might be a duplicate record, would you like to continue? And I choose to continue and save that record. It's fine. The next morning it may come out on the duplicate record report that Michael Smith and Bill Smith are the same record, and you can merge those two. And then this is really nice. And then there's an audit trail for the administrator. So any and everything that is changed in your OrangeLeap database, you're going to have a record of it, the date, the time, down to the second, who changed it, what was it before, what was it changed to, what was added, what was removed, and the record ID, which is actually the record, the field that was changed. And what's nice about this is in many applications, if a record is changed incorrectly, a phone number was accidentally removed or whatever, and you need to restore that record back to its original status, it requires going back to the last backup, which could have been an hour ago, 2 hours ago, and restoring. The problem with that is all the data entry that was done during that 2 hours correctly has to be redone again. Here you could just go and find the exact field or the exact phone number or record that was changed incorrectly, see what it was before, and easily go back and change it back to what it was. So that's a really nice feature. And then last but not least is over here is our search engine, and you can see we've already got a bunch of custom queries. These are really, in many applications, these would actually be reports. These are custom queries that we already have in categories for you so that you could easily go and find out event participation information very easily in 2 keystrokes. I could type in an event name and show me all those that are invited but not yet confirmed, and I would have the results in literally 2 keystrokes that would take me to those records hyperlinked. The same thing around grants or profiles or volunteer information, gifts, and so forth. But just under the text field, it's just like Google. So if I just start typing in John Smith, it's going to bring up every record with John in it, every record with Smith in it. Elizabeth may live on Smith Avenue. If you need more details, you can hit the magnifying glass and get the results of that particular search. And you have a lot more information here as well to look at email addresses, spouse information, mailing addresses and stuff to go find the particular John Smith you're looking for, should you have multiple John Smith. Of course, each record has its own unique account number. And, of course, from here you can drill down and take you directly to the record. And what's nice, if I go directly to this record, you'll notice it opened it up in a separate tab so that I still have the results of my search, but I've got the Smith record that I just went to look at, Joe Smith. And I can close out of that record and go back to the results of my search. Again, you don't have to run a report, print it, put it by your phone or whatever you're trying to do. You can just do a quick search and work off these hyperlinks to go directly to the record. One other, just to show you the power of the search engine here, near postal code. So if you do regional events or anything, I could put in a postal code, 75038, and by default it's going to bring up every record within 20 miles of that particular zip code, and there's the list. And if I put in a space and put in 100, it's going to bring up all the records within 100 miles with that zip code and within 100 miles. So if you just wanted to see quickly how many records, how many potential donors, or how many potential participants for a golfing event, for example, you could do that very easily. I wouldn't have to, again, build a report, run it, and print it. If I just wanted to call all of these records or these donors or potential donors to invite them to this particular event, I could do that very quick search and then go directly to the record, call up Stephen. Hey, Stephen, we're having a golf tournament. I know you live within 100 miles. Thought you would like to attend. You know, get out of that record and go back to your next one and make the call. So anyway, the search engine is, again, very powerful. And again, you can save these searches and place them on your dashboard. And we have wild character searches, so any profile that you create, you can find that by not putting in a space. So I can just type in board member. Oh, let me go back to my text field. I'm on postal code. You can just type in any profile type that you have, and without a space, it will bring up all your records that are board members. So that's just that quickly. I found all my records in my database where board member is a profile type. And again, you could save this search if that was important to you and place it on your dashboard, which is what I've done here with first-time donor, lapsed donor. Just found those profile types, saved those searches, have them on my dashboard, so I have real-time, up-to-date information as it pertains to these type of profiles or these type of records in my database. So there you go. There's the dashboard. A lot going on here, but easy to maneuver and easy to get to other areas of your OrangeLeap information in the database. An area where OrangeLeap really provides some functionality and some automation that will eliminate a lot of manual processes is our business rules, to where these profile types, first-time donor, lapsed donor, I think down here I even have major donors, I list them on major donors. These profile types, or these profile tags, some people call them, are automatically added to a record based on the criteria that you give us. And I will, we can show you that here in a second, but also we have widgets which are real-time integrations from your website into your OrangeLeap database where the business rules are also triggered as well, and I can kind of show you that while showing you our widgets. So here's just an example of what your website might look like. This is just obviously just an example, but you can provide donor portals, self-registration and stuff for people to create their own accounts and then log into to their existing account. And I'll do that now, and you can see by me putting in, I create my own user ID and password. And then when I go into my portal, it gives me the ability to see all my gift history. So as a donor, I can see all of my gifts and review my giving. And if I've lost a receipt or something, I can easily just click on this and have a receipt immediately emailed out to me. So it doesn't bother, you're not bothering the organization with getting receipts out to a donor for the second or third time. They can retrieve their own receipts. If they do set up their pledges, they can see their pledge history, and they can make a payment toward an existing pledge. They can update their profile. Again, they can add new phone numbers, update their addresses and contact information as well. And they can also make an online donation from their portal. This is a typical form for capturing an online gift. If this was a first-time donor, they would fill out the same form here, and it would create a new record when it went into OrangeLeap. But let's just go ahead and take advantage of this one that's already completed because of the profile. So the amount of my gift is, let's say the amount of this gift is $335. This donors could set up, $3,335. We'll just leave it at that. Big gift. They could set up their own recurring gifts. So if I click yes, you can see then it opens up more fields where I can set up my own recurring gift. How often am I going to give $3,335? Maybe quarterly, twice a year, weekly. That would be great, whatever. Then you just put a start date and end date, and OrangeLeap will automatically process this credit card on the 21st of every month or every quarter or twice a year based on this information. But let's go ahead and have this be a one-time gift. And we'll just fill out this credit card information very quickly. All the other information is already populated because this donor is in this portal. So there's my credit card information, and then we just donate. And now then we have real-time integrations with Authorize.net and Chase Payment System. So now this is going directly over to the credit card merchant for processing. And when it's processed, it will go into OrangeLeap in real time. And like I said, if this was a first-time donor, it'd create a new record. Since this is an existing donor, this is going to add a gift to Joel Wells's already set up account. You can see you could have a thank you for your donation. You could have a message here where your donor gets instant gratification before they've even left your website. Thank you for your gift. Also, if I go over here to my inbox, you will see as well that a thank you email went out immediately, and with a thank you with the receipt attached. And this, of course, is all configurable. The message here is what you would like for it to say. On behalf of ABC Organization, thank you for your generosity. There's our $3,335 gift receipt, and it also gives the donor their total year-to-date giving as well on this receipt. So not only do they get a immediate gratification because before they ever left your website, thank you, but they've also got in their inbox another thank you for your donation with the receipt attached as well. So let's go back over here to the OrangeLeap now, and we'll refresh our page here. And let's go find Joel Wells's record. Not sure if he's one that I have recently been on. Doesn't look like. So let's go find Joel. There's Joel Wells's record. And we'll go to the list of Joel's gifts. Here's all the gifts. He's been busy. 2 pages worth. Go to the second page, and there's our $3,335 gift already in OrangeLeap in real time. No manual import process, no manual entry of online gifts that you from PayPal. That's real time integration, And when I open up that gift, you can see that the business rules did some things as well. It captured what the source was, donor widget, as opposed to coming in through the mail or called in over the phone. So with the source being identified, you can now easily run a report to show me all my gifts where source equals donor widgets to easily find out how many online gifts you got for that particular day or that particular week or whatever time frame you would like. The credit card information is captured. It's tokenized. You're not storing credit card information in OrangeLeap, but even though it's tokenized, it creates a virtual terminal now so that you can, going forward from this date, from this record, you can process gifts using this credit card information. Even though you're not actually storing the data in OrangeLeap, you can still process credit card, just like recurring gifts and stuff. Once you capture this payment information, it will automatically, monthly or whatever is set up on recurring gifts, process this credit card without you, the organization, needing to do anything. And then again, it brought in the gift and assigned it to what the particular designation is on your website for that gift. You may have had another section on your website that we're trying to raise money for a building fund, or we're building something, and then all the gifts that came in from that site would have the building fund designation automatically associated with it, where you wouldn't have to worry about that. The business rules. We talked about, there's an example of business rules. One of the easiest ways for me to show you the beauty of the business rules is let's just create a new record real quick and show you that. Also show you how easy it is to create a record. This one's going to be an individual. By the way, if it was an organization, you see it hides a lot of fields to keep it clean and easy to navigate. No sense cluttering up the screen with first name, last name when it's organization. So the individual, again, these profile, this is a pick list, your list of what profiles are 100% defined by you, and there's no limit to how many profiles you might want to create, and there's no limit to how many profiles you can assign to a single record. But in this example, let's say that this person right now is a volunteer, and let's go ahead and do another Joel, and we'll say this is Joel, let's see, Gene. I don't think I've used that. Of course, this is where you would add other information as well, but we'll just make this short and sweet. So this is Joel Jean, created a record. It's a volunteer. Okay. Let's say Joel now wants to give a gift, so let's create a gift. And let's say that this gift is $2,000, and we'll just have this be paid. Pick the bank. Let's say that this is a check. Put in the check number, and then we just, how do we want to distribute this payment? It can be, you can slice and dice a gift as many times as you like. So you can do it by percentage or dollar amount. Let's just say he wants to split this where 1,500 or 1,400 of it is going toward the capital campaign, let's say, and the remaining 600 is going to the, let's say, the building fund. And you can add other account types to this if you would like. And this is also, you open up this is where you can add your own behalf of, your soft credits, and tribute to, and other information. Let's go ahead and save this gift. My little demo database here seems to be needing a shot of caffeine today. And again, there's no limit to how many times you can split a gift. So there we go. We have got this gift saved. Now let's go back to Joel's profile page, his home page, and let's see what's happened. Well, look, he's still a volunteer, but donor was automatically added as a profile type because why? Well, he gave a gift. He's now a donor. And when donor was selected, it opened up a profile type of what type of donor? First-time donor, because these are standard business rules that you can take advantage of, so that you don't have to go run reports and see and do an activity report and see who all your first-time donor. The business rules will do all that for you. So that's just an example of the beauty of the business rules. Let's go real quickly here, and then we'll keep moving. Let's go to a record here with a lot of information on it. Let me go to Javier's record, my go-to record here. and show you what all can be stored on a record in OrangeLeap. You can see each record has tabs, profile, gifts, touch points. So again, here's Javier. Just by hovering over this star, it's telling me that Javier is a major donor, is given 110 times for $27,000, $697. Javier happens to be a donor, a head of household, a volunteer. He's a parent of a student. He's alumni. He's also a major donor and a frequent donor. He could also, if he doesn't give a gift in the next 9 months or 12 months or 18 months, whatever your lapsed donor rule is, lapsed donor could be added to that list as well. If that criteria is met, the business rules will automatically add lapsed donor to this type as well if he qualifies for that profile type. But also, this is where you go to capture all your standard information about mailing address and phone numbers and communication preferences. Do you want to be communicated with, yes or no? If you say yes, what type of communications, and even down to, what is the communication type? Just send me receipts only or send me newsletter. I don't want any appeal letters. You can even manage that as well. Area that OrangeLeap also does very well, in addition to the beautiful business rules and the very powerful business rules, it runs 24/7, by the way. And also, it doesn't matter how the data gets into OrangeLeap, whether it's an import process, whether it's to an online gift, whether it's a manual entry, it doesn't matter. Those business rules will be triggered accordingly. We also help you very easily manage the relationships associated amongst records. So demographic information, by the way, these all can be shrunk up just so you have a nice clean first page here where you go 9% of the time. But on those occasions you want to see demographic information, you can open that up and see that he's married. There's Gloria. She has her record. And again, I can click on her record. And now then it opens it up in a separate tab. So now then I've got the husband's record open, the wife's record open. And of course it does the bilateral data entry, so it automatically adds Javier as the spouse. And if I open up a relationship, it also automatically adds Javier as the head of household. So again, you're doing a single mailing to multiple records under a single roof. And they have children. So the children are also here as well on her record. And if I go back now to Javier's record and open up his relationship information, you can see, of course, the children are on his record as well. And then you've got household members, all those that are under the same roof, all of Javier's friends. You can see they're all hyperlinked, so you can easily see who else in your database is friends with Javier. His employer opens up his employer record in a separate tab, of course. And what's nice about this is you can immediately go and see if there's any matching gift policy associated with his employer. And if there is, there we have a matching gift process to where if you do set that up, any gift that comes in that Javier gives, a matching pledge of 25% of that is automatically created on the employer's record as well. And again, on the employer's record, you can see if you have any other records in your database that happen to be employees or other type of relationships associated with OrangeLeap. So again, just a beautiful way to easily go to a single record and see all the relationships associated with Javier that are also part of your database. And even another nice area is you could go to, this is where you store all the other addresses and phone numbers and all the other second and third level information that you might want to capture, but no sense cluttering up the first screen with it. Profile details is where you can go and store birth, second languages and food preferences and areas as well. But you can also go to this relationship page to where you can easily do searches around relationships from right here. Show me all of Javier's friends. There they are. And what's nice about this is I can go to Stephen Smith's record and click on this, opens it up in a separate tab, takes me to his relationship page, his friends search, and see quickly who else does he have friends with besides Javier. You can see that Stephen's got 3 other friends in your database as well. So very easy, again, to keep track of relationships and discover relationships you probably didn't even know existed. Gifts and payments, of course, we support all the recurring gifts. If you've seen, they'll be processed automatically with an ACH or credit card information, set up pledges, gifts in kind. We'll give you the fair market, the ability to track the fair market value and so forth. A very nice gift summary page here to where a quick snapshot of all of Javier's giving is right here on this wonderful summary page. When was Javier's first gift? When was Javier's last gift, largest gift? And then what are Javier's mins and maxes? What's his average gift over the lifetime, his average gift for a month, fiscal year, and then all these nice tabs of what appeals, what asks has Javier given gifts as a result of, and where do Javier's gifts tend to go? What different funds or causes do his gifts go toward? And does he have any recurring gifts, any pledges, and so forth? So a really wonderful summary page right here as well. And then these other tabs are just where you go with touch points. All the interaction you've had with Javier is stored here. Every time Javier gives a gift, a thank you email or a thank you letter can go out, and it records that as a touch point as well, so that you can see all these thank you letters and thank you emails have gone out, along with other happy birthday call and so forth that you've had with the particular record. And again, if you have the events module, you can track the event participation for your records and constituent details. I won't go through all these, but there's just page after page to track background, all your grant application process and the grant awards and that whole process. Roles, as you know, does a donor or donor prospect have different roles? And you can see that Javier is a board member for ACME, and he's also associated with MacArthur Foundation, and he's the grant payment contact there, and so forth. And then again, track all these other areas of information that's important to you. And then finally, OrangeLeap provides an additional attributes to where if we haven't provided you what you feel is the right page or location to store information, just create your own. So I've got some that represent certifications. I'm storing a bunch of documents here. So just use your imagination of how you could use additional attributes. And then finally, we know volunteers are important. We have a very comprehensive volunteer page where you can track everything about your volunteers, from interest to applications to background checks to notes to what days are they available, what are their skill sets, and so forth. And then the second half of that is where they place, or they place at a particular event, and so forth. Whew. So there we go, a quick overview of all the areas that you can store information on a donor's record. And then of course, that's not doing you any good if you can't get it out in particular reports. And so again, I've got the report writer. We have an internal report writer, the Guru, and here's an example of a report that I've created. Total gifts by designation. Group the designations together, show me the individual gifts with the donor information, and then total those gifts by designation, 663,214 with the Adopt a Club annual campaign. So this is a really nice report. What did it take to build it? We have a 5-step process that walks you through it. And so the first thing is just to report data. What type of report is it? It is about my volunteers, and I'm looking for references with my volunteers. Is it about all my different type of transactions, pledges and stuff, all my touch points, interaction, constituent details. Remember that profile page, show me all my donors that speak Spanish as a second language. You would find that here. Of course, here's all your mailing list and mail merge reports. But this one is constituents and their transactions. And I want to know how those transactions were distributed, the gift distributions. Next, what format do I want it in? Next, and you just pick the fields that are applicable to this, double-click and add it to it. Designation short name, by checking the group by box, it's going to group. Original amount would be as simple as donation information. Original amount, double-click that, it gets added to it, and by checking the sum box, it's telling me to add up all those gifts and group by designation, and then you can just add whatever other information you would like. And to show you how easy it is to add information, let's see, payment information, credit card. Maybe you want the last 4 digits of the credit card included on the report, and it's just that easy. And this is when, if you want to chart in the header, you can, pick the chart setting that you like. And then finally, the last step is what are you going to filter by, and then you can just filter by as many different filters as you want. Data donation, maybe you want to filter by that the that the original amount is greater than or equal to $10,000. So now then you're just looking for your big donors associated with this. And then you could save this as a segmentation, and you could just continue to add filters to this report to get a different result if you liked. And so it's really very easy to build your own ad hoc reports. And so you don't need custom reports because it's very easy to walk through these steps and get exactly the information you got in OrangeLeap out. And so here's this example I just did. So now then all the gifts are $10,000 or larger. We went from 32 pages to 8. We're still totaling these large gifts by designation and so forth. You know, we added the credit card information column over here is showing up. If there's any of these payments by credit card would be there. And what's nice about this report is from this report I can go directly back to that record in OrangeLeap in a separate tab. I still have my report open, but now then I went to that record as well. And finally, the beauty of OrangeLeap and the intact relationship that we have that we're really excited about is that this information gets into intact in real time. So any gift that is saved or any donation that is saved or payment that is saved in OrangeLeap will go over into intact into real time, create a journal entry, a debit and a credit in real time, be available to in real time to be part of these wonderful dashboards, building campaign, my top 10 donors, fundraising efficiency ratio, operating reliance ratio. So the information associated with gifts go into intact in real time, creates, like I said, creates a journal entry, debit and a credit, creates a new customer record if it's a first-time donor, and again, gives you, as an executive director or director of development, these wonderful tools for these dashboards in Intact so that you can manage your development processes. So, Michael, we covered a lot there, but I think we got deep enough in there that our attendees have a good feel, hopefully, of OrangeLeap and the features and functionality it provides. And so I do appreciate the opportunity, Michael, that you gave me today to present OrangeLeap to your attendees.
Well, thank you, Kevin. That certainly gives us a good overview of OrangeLeap and how it can benefit your not-for-profit organizations. At this time, I don't see any questions, so you must have done a really good job during your presentation. If you do have any questions or for more information, please check out our website at www.ptcllc.com. Thank you for your time today.